Number 10. 8 Passengers. The Franks have nearly 2.5 million subscribers on their channel, which follows the lives of Kevin and Ruby and their 6 children. But the 8 Passengers found themselves in the middle of a tidal wave of rumors and accusations about their family in 2020, when Ruby posted a video featuring her then 15-year-old son Chad, who admitted something that would go on to be a particularly contentious issue for viewers. He casually explained that he lost his room after playing pranks on his little brother. Quote, "My bedroom was taken away for 7 months. I was sleeping on a beanbag since October." His admission sparked accusations of mistreatment, neglect, and even a visit from Child Protective Services. This led fans to take a deep dive into their past videos, and eventually found out that their then 6-year-old daughter Eve had gone to school one day without lunch, because it was her responsibility to make it in the morning, which she forgot to do. The situation only escalated further when other YouTubers caught wind of the drama and made their own videos criticizing Ruby and Frank for their parenting style, which is why the channel remains so controversial to this day. Number 9. The LeBrant family. Cole and Savannah LeBrant are a wholesome, blonde Christian couple with perfect highlights and over 6 million YouTube subscribers. But the internet's collective outrage against them really seemed to boil down to 2 separate incidents. In 2018, the couple came under fire for allegedly faking an evacuation during the California wildfires. They made a viral video called "A Giant Fire Makes Us Evacuate Our House," which garnered widespread sympathy from their fans, but only at first. When people did some digging, they found out that their location was not listed as an evacuation area for the fires, and their neighbors even came out saying the family's home was never in danger, and that the video was intentionally misleading, and said that they were exploiting a serious situation for views. But that wasn't all. In 2021, the LeBrant family posted a video with a thumbnail of their 2-year-old daughter Posey in hospital with the caption, "She got diagnosed with cancer." In the vlog, the couple said that they were worried that their daughter had leukemia because she would often wake up with pain in her legs. But halfway through the vlog, they revealed that she did not in fact have cancer, but called the whole thing a health scare. The video was slammed for its clickbait title, and the family has not been able to rid themselves of the controversy since. Number 8. Sam and Nia. This YouTube family has certainly been involved in their fair share of scandals. In 2015, Sam Rader admitted to reports that he had an account on Ashley Madison, the dating website for people seeking to have affairs. He posted a confession video saying, "I have sought forgiveness from God, and He has forgiven me, so I have been completely cleansed of this sin." But there was going to be a lot more trouble in Christian paradise. In 2018, the couple posted a viral video of Sam surprising his wife with her own pregnancy. He claimed that he just had a feeling that she might be pregnant and took it upon himself to test her unflushed urine from inside the toilet. The result was a viral video that quickly amassed millions of views. But then only a few days later, they posted an emotional video called "Our Baby Had a Heartbeat," claiming that Nia had suffered a miscarriage. But fans grew suspicious of the method that Sam used to administer the pregnancy test, and BuzzFeed News published an article with expert opinions revealing that it was not actually possible to get an accurate pregnancy test using diluted pee in a toilet bowl. Sam eventually admitted that the couple never confirmed their pregnancy with a doctor, and what ensued was a scandal so huge that their reputation has not recovered.
Number 7 on this list is the pettiest move in history by Conor McGregor. Conor has been in the media a lot recently, but it hasn't been for his fighting prowess. It has been for various allegations that really put his character into question. One of these allegations was an charge that he actually pleaded guilty to. Back in 2019, in an Irish pub, McGregor sucker punched a man in the back of his head as the man was drinking his whiskey. Clearly, they had had a verbal altercation, but it didn't need to go to a physical place. Even though that was 2 years ago and McGregor was clearly in the wrong, he hasn't let it go. In fact, in 2021, Conor returned to that same pub that the incident happened at, but this time with a big fat check. He bought that Irish pub from the owner, and directly after the news broke that he did this, he tweeted out, "Yeah, and your man's barred." This was in reference to the person that he had hit 2 years ago. So McGregor literally went out of his way to spend an abhorrent amount of money by this bar just so he could get the last laugh in a dispute that should have been settled years ago. If that doesn't scream petty, I'm not sure what does.
Number 6. Ryan's Toy Reviews. The channel, which is now called Ryan's World, is arguably one of the most popular family YouTube channels for kids. It has 3.3 million subscribers and now has more than 40 billion views, and has become the cornerstone of a shockingly lucrative kidfluencer empire. In 2019, Forbes named the now 10-year-old Ryan the highest earning YouTube streamer of any age for the second year in a row. But while the success of the channel grew, so did its various controversies. But most notably, Ioan and Ioan Gruffudo have faced various accusations of misleading preschoolers into watching ads by not disclosing their sponsorship deals. In fact, the content at first glance is considered wholesome, kid-friendly fun, with little Ryan unboxing cool new toys, but has allegedly raked in its profits under something called deceptive native advertising, which relies on product placement that young children are not able to distinguish between commercial and genuine content, which is actually a violation of Federal Trade Commission law. Complaints were filed against the channel, accusing Ioan and Ioan of deceptively promoting a multitude of products to millions of preschool-aged children, which really calls into question the ethics of creating that kind of content in the first place.
Halfway number 5, Kris Jenner and All Things Kardashian by Kris Jenner. The Kardashian family is one of the most famous and interesting of our time, and the family has been at the center of huge moments in history. In Kris's book, she focuses on the hardest time of her life, the trial of O.J. Simpson. Nicole Brown Simpson had been one of her best friends, and she even gave her daughter Kendall the middle name Nicole to honor her friend. In the book, Kris states how she knew O.J. was guilty, and she was heartbroken their ex-husband, Rob Kardashian, defended O.J. She spoke of the strain this put on their co-parenting and how it affected the kids. Kris also spoke about how she met Robert when she was very young, and she ended up cheating on him multiple times throughout the marriage. At the time the book was released, her daughter shared how hard it was for them to read these dirty details, and it mainly affected oldest daughter Kourtney.
Number 4. The Prince family. Crowned by the internet as the world's worst YouTube family ever, there is now an active campaign aiming to have their videos removed from the platform. Apart from the over-the-top cringy antics that are somehow both inappropriate while still being aimed at children, they have been accused multiple times of rampant colorism. In 2019, the young mother found herself in a firestorm of social media backlash after she and her husband Damien posted a vlog of their daughter's birth. During the video, which received over 1 million views, the parents can be heard discussing Nova's physical features just moments after she was delivered, with Bianca saying, "She's going to have brown eyes for sure. I thought you were going to have pretty eyes." Bianca seemed visibly disappointed and made several comments about being taken aback that her daughter didn't seem to have pretty eyes because they are brown and not hazel like hers. She then begins asking about the baby's skin and whether or not she'll have a light or dark complexion. When the video blew up, fans criticized their reactions to their own child, and the Prince family capitalized on this drama by doing a follow-up video defending themselves with a clickbait title, all in an attempt to gain more traffic to their page.
Number 3 on this list is Kanye and Kim. You had to know that it would be on this list, but the split between Kim Kardashian and Kanye West sent waves through the internet when it happened. The pair had been married for 6 years, however rumors started to surface about cracks in their marital foundation. This all came bubbling up to the surface when footage of Kim was released where she was crying to her sisters, "Why am I still in this, like, place where I'm stuck for years? Like, he goes and moves to a different state every year. I have to be together so I can raise the kids, you know?" She goes on to say that Kanye deserves somebody that can support his every move and go follow him all over the place and move to Wyoming. She says, "I can't do that. I feel like an effing failure that it's like a third effing marriage." Obviously, Kim wasn't happy to be losing another marriage, but realized that it was in her best overall interest. The split was civil, however some lines from Kanye's album Donda allude to a lot of mistrust in the relationship. Clearly this marriage had been flawed for a while. I mean, Kanye lived in a different state than Kim for most of the time, and they barely saw each other. Not really the romantic foundation that a marriage should be built off of.
Number 2. The Ace family. Arguably one of the biggest family vlog channels on YouTube with 18.8 million subscribers, the Ace family are notorious for frequently being embroiled in controversy after controversy, which has really affected their reputation on the platform. There was a time that they were caught staging a break into their home, and even got their young daughter to react to the fake scenario, and even had a police officer on the scene. Or when they were caught lying about the state of their multi-million-dollar home. In October last year, creditors foreclosed their $10 million mansion after the couple amassed more than $8.7 million in debts. Not only that, but in June of 2018, Catherine and Austin were accused of scamming audiences to increase their subscriber numbers when they posted a video that they would give $100,000 to a subscriber of the Ace family who could complete a basketball challenge and asked fans to respond if they wanted to be a part of it. Later that same month, they sent out a post saying that they selected 20 basketball players and YouTubers to complete, but they ended up giving the money to a close friend of theirs who also happened to be a wealthy basketball player. And get this, he was not even an official competitor to begin with. So it's no surprise that they've lost so much of their audience over the years, because most of the scandals that befall them are often a direct result of their own dishonesty. And coming in at number 1, Jordan Cheyenne. At the height of her success, Jordan's YouTube channel had over 500,000 subscribers, and she vlogged about her seemingly perfectly laid-back life in California, mostly about fitness and life as a single parent. She was extremely popular in the influencer community for her girl boss advice and her weight loss meal plans, until she posted the now viral video of her son crying about the death of their family dog, titled "We Are Heartbroken." But she made one terrible mistake and included an unedited clip of her coaching her son Tristan to cry for the thumbnail. In the disturbing video, you can see that the child was already very upset and on the verge of tears, and he tells her that he was already crying and didn't need to pretend for the camera, but she felt that he didn't look sad enough and instructed him to make a certain face for the video. Jordan could be heard saying, "Act like you're crying," even after he said, "Mom, I'm actually crying." The backlash Jordan received after the clip went viral was nothing short of biblical. She then scrubbed her social media accounts and deleted her YouTube channel altogether, and has since tried to make a comeback with a fraction of the audience that she used to have. So clearly, she was not able to live it down.
In at number 10, To Be Determined by Britney Spears. It has just been announced that Britney's first post-conservatorship project will be writing a memoir based on her life. She signed a deal with Simon & Schuster for $15 million after a bidding war with multiple other publishing companies. This deal is one of the biggest book deals of all time, only behind the Obamas, who sold their books for $60 million to Penguin Random House. A source close to Britney told Page Six, quote, "The narrative has been shifted time and time again by the media, paparazzi, Britney's exes, and even her own family. After being silenced for almost 14 years, she's ready to take back her voice, something that never should have been taken from her in the first place. Britney has had one of the most iconic careers ever, and we're sure she'll be talking about her conservatorship and family issues, along with her high-profile relationships and career success. And this is the first of many new projects she has coming in 2022. Britney has stated on her social media accounts that she hopes to record a new album soon." In at number 9, Inside Out by Demi Moore. Demi Moore's memoir is one of the realest out there, and she revealed personal details that no other celebrity would think of. She spoke a ton about her failed marriage to Ashton Kutcher, and even admitted they used to invite third parties to sleep with them to try and recover their marriage. Unfortunately, that tactic did not work. She also spoke about her insane rise to fame and the struggles that came along with it, like addiction. She dishes out messy details about her relationship with ex-husbands Ashton Kutcher and Bruce Willis. Moore also included details about her fling with Rob Lowe and her hookup with John Cryer, as he told the world afterwards that he lost his V card to Moore even though he had slept with other women before her. And at number 8, The Secrets of My Life by Caitlyn Jenner. This memoir was insane because it exposed an entirely new side of Caitlyn Jenner the world had never seen before, even though Caitlyn had been uber famous while she was on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. The book was so messy, it's the reason that the Kardashians cut Caitlyn off shortly after her transition. The book mainly focuses on Caitlyn keeping her true self hidden from the world, and she claims that Kris and the family knew of her gender identity issues years beforehand, but forced her to stay silent, a claim which the entire Kardashian family has denied. On Keeping Up, Kris Jenner said about the book, quote, "Everything she says is all made up. Why does everything have to be that Kris is such a..." Caitlyn responded to the controversy, stating that she told Kris about her identity in the beginning of their marriage. At this point, it's hard to know who to believe.
Number 7, Daddy05. The family channel once capitalized on the trend of outrageous, shock value prank videos, with the parents Heather and Mike Martin filming the so-called pranks they pulled on their 5 children. They had a swarm of fans online who loved the wholesome, silly content, until the family took it too far. In 2017, the parents posted a video of them pranking 2 of their children children by blaming them for spilling ink on the carpet, even though the parents actually planted the spill. Heather and Mike went way over the top and began screaming and swearing at the two young children. The video was shared thousands of times and received immense criticism online, with massive YouTubers like Philip DeFranco making videos exposing them. The whole thing prompted an investigation from Child Protective Services, who put the kids in emergency custody with their biological mother. The couple also faced child negligence charges when their videos were investigated and were sentenced to 5 years of supervised probation, which meant they were no longer allowed to film their children for views. Subsequently, their channel was deleted and their fan base vanished. They've since made numerous attempts to try and get back on the platform, but every time they make a new channel, YouTube is really quick to delete it.
And at number 6, Open Book by Jessica Simpson. In Simpson's 2020 memoir, she put it all on the table, talking about her failed marriage to Nick Lachey, her career highs and lows, and her struggle with alcohol addiction. She admits that when she was a rising star, she was often compared to Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, and that gave her confidence issues. She also remembers the time when male executives called her overweight and told her that she needed to lose some pounds if she wanted to book roles, and this created a years-long struggle with eating. She was also incredibly open about her struggles with substance addiction. She admitted that she had such a bad experience on Halloween of 2017, she decided to go sober the next day. She was too wasted to help her kids get ready on Halloween night, and she slept the entire night and day so they would not have to see her in that state.
Number 5 on this list is the cheating scandal from Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson. It feels like this is a perpetual story in the media, but once again, it's glaring its ugly head in 2021. Back in March, Khloe posted a really cute Instagram photo of her and Tristan with their kid at a fancy event for Tristan Thompson's birthday. The couple looked really happy, and she captioned the picture, "The ones that are meant to be are the ones who go through everything that is designed to tear them apart, and they come out even stronger than they were before. Thank you for showing me everything you said you would, for the father you are, for the best friend I have in you. I'm thankful I can do absolutely nothing with you, and it feels like everything." Well, I'm happy that you feel that way, Khloe, but clearly Tristan did not feel the same. Only a few months later, the pair broke up again when Tristan was seen entering a bedroom with 3 other women and was apparently parading himself as being single. Apparently now, the pair aren't fully back together, but they're spending lots of quality time together. So we'll see how that develops in time.
And at number 4, Little Girl Lost by Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore had such an insane childhood, she had enough to write a memoir about when she was only 15. After starring in E.T. in 1982, she quickly descended into substance addiction, and it got so bad she was put into rehab at the age of 14. In the book, she revealed the tragic story of how she ended up at the party scene before hitting puberty. Apparently, it was all thanks to her mother. Drew revealed that her mother started pouring alcohol over her ice cream when she was only 7 years old, and she got drunk the first time at Rob Lowe's birthday when she was only 10. According to The Guardian, her mother first took her to Studio 54 that same year, and the pair often went to clubs throughout Barrymore's childhood. When talking about Studio 54, Drew recalled, quote, "It was like Disneyland for adults, only I got to be a part of it. We went out pretty regularly, sometimes once a week, other times up to 5 times, but nothing was never enough for me."
Number 3, Micah Stauffer. The mum of 5 used to be a mid-level YouTube and Instagram influencer. A mum of 5 whose parenting vlogs and Instagram posts had a loyal following and several high-profile sponsors. But the influencer and her husband James rocketed into mainstream in 2020 when an in-depth BuzzFeed news article exposed one of the biggest controversies in the family vlogging community. It revealed that Stauffers had rehomed their adopted son after they found out he had autism and other developmental issues. In 2017, the adoption of little Huxley from China was painstakingly documented on their channel, and it helped them build and monetize a channel with more than 700,000 followers, many of whom were outraged by the announcement. Eventually, caving to the pressure, Micah spoke out about the controversy and posted a 4-page notes app apology, saying that she was naive and undertrained when she adopted Huxley and was ultimately unprepared to handle the issues that he had. She said, "I wanted to help so bad. I was willing to bring home any child that needed me. For this, I was foolish, naive, and arrogant. I wish so bad I was more prepared and done more." Micah said that Huxley has been moved to a new forever family, which is a really nice way of saying that they unadopted him.
And at number 2, Family Rift by Tori Spelling. Tori Spelling comes from one of the richest families in Hollywood, so it's no shock that everyone wanted to hear the dirty details that the family kept hidden. Tori is the daughter of legendary Hollywood producer Aaron Spelling. Their home, called the Spelling Manor, is one of the most expensive in the world and was recently listed for $165 million. In the book, Tori spoke about her strained relationship with her mother. Tori accused her mother, Candy, of having an affair with a family friend while her father was on his deathbed. At the time her dad passed, Candy and Tori were not on speaking terms, and Candy apparently cut her off and gave her no money after she was kicked out. Tori was broke for years after and had to get money from friends to survive. Tori also claimed she learned about her father's death from an email because her mother didn't tell her herself. And finally, at number 1, No Lifeguard on Duty: The Accidental Life of the World's First Supermodel. This memoir by Janice Dickinson exposed the horrible truth behind her rise to become the world's first supermodel. Her life is so interesting that this was the first of 3 memoirs written by Dickinson. This memoir focused mostly on her life during the 60s and 70s during her early career. Her next focused on her botched plastic surgeries and struggles with eating caused by her years in modeling. People loved this book because of how honest she was about her rise to fame, even throwing some other celebrities under the bus in the process. She also doesn't try to depict herself as perfect, and she owns up to a lot of her mistakes, making it quite a refreshing read.
Number 10 on this list is J-Lo's and Alex Rodriguez's breakup. After 4 years together and an engagement, the pair cut ties and went their separate ways earlier this year. Now, the breakup itself, it seemed rather amicable on the surface. They both said, "We will continue to work together and support each other on our shared businesses and projects. We wish the best for each other and one another's children's." Out of respect for them, the only other comment we have to say is thank you to everybody who has sent kind words and support. So, all of that honestly seems really nice. However, it didn't take Lopez very long to move on from A-Rod and go back to an old flame in Ben Affleck. Fans have speculated if there was potentially something going on between them prior to the breakup, but nothing of significance has gone to proving that. Meanwhile, A-Rod is still recovering from the loss. He's been posting a lot more on his Instagram in what fans believe is an effort to make J-Lo jealous. He has also been captioning things like, "I've fallen and I can't get up, and I'm good with that." But I'm not totally sure if you are though, Alex, because the day that the breakup was announced, he posted a video with Coldplay's Fix You playing in the background as he shared photos of him and Lopez very much in love. The super amicable joint breakup that was portrayed may have been a lot more one-sided than we initially thought. Number 9 on this list is the conflict that had arisen from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle with the royal family. The couple now lives in California, far from the reaches of the British crown. They no longer live near their relative royals due to some pretty bad blood that has gone down in the family over the past several years. In 2018, Meghan and Harry, they got married and they were immediately on the cover of every tabloid one could think of. What we weren't aware of though was that there was a little bit of trouble in paradise. The pair eventually stepped down from their royal duties as they felt increasingly ostracized from the other royals. A very close family friend came out and said, "There is so much bad blood in that family, it's toxic." Over this past year, Harry has apparently tried to make contact with his father, but has said that he's been cut out completely. His phone calls often going straight to voicemail. It seems that the bad blood is still very thick, and that even a move to California hasn't fixed the underlying problems that the royal family has. Number 8 on this list is less of a scandal and more of like a what? Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis were on Dax Shepard's podcast having an interview when they said on that show that they don't bathe their kids until they can see dirt on them. Like, what? Like, how often do your kids have dirt on them? I can't imagine it's that much. This wasn't the end of this little tidbit of information though, because Kristen Bell decided that she wanted to weigh in on the pressing issue. She came out and said, and I quote, "I'm a big fan of waiting for the stink. Once you catch a whiff, that's biology's way of letting you know you need to clean it up. There's a red flag. Honestly, it's just bacteria. Once you get bacteria, you gotta be like, get in the tub or shower." End quote. So I hear you with that, Kristen, like I do, but I feel like I'm not the weird one for saying that having a regularly scheduled showering time is kind of the norm. I mean, at least the kids are probably loving this, like they barely have to bathe.
And at number 7, Down the Rabbit Hole by Holly Madison. After the show The Girls Next Door became a huge hit, everyone wanted to know what really happened to the ladies while they were in the house, and head girlfriend Holly Madison shared her side of the story in her explosive memoir. Holly spoke about the oppressive and controlling tactics that Hef would use to make sure the girls never left him, like giving them an allowance and punishing them if they tried to save it. Holly wrote in the book, quote, "Hef knew how desperate, sad, and broken I was, but didn't do a damn thing about it. I'd given 7 years of my life to a man who couldn't even have a conversation with me." She also revealed the bedtime rituals the girls would have to partake in once a week, and apparently all the women would have to go to Hef's room and take turns sleeping with him, if you catch my drift. Overall, Madison portrays Hefner to be a highly manipulative figure who prevented the women from having independent lives, and a lot of her stories have been confirmed by the other women.
Number 6 on this list is Chrissy Teigen. The 35-year-old supermodel and wife of musician John Legend had her name in the media for all the wrong reasons when she was called out for a controversial bullying scandal. Courtney Stodden, a 27-year-old supermodel, called out Chrissy for an array of bashful tweets and messages that left her feeling very small. After this came out, several others followed suit and reported that Chrissy had left them feeling worthless, with one individual saying that they even considered suicide after working with her. Chrissy Teigen took some serious time away from the media, and it seems as if that was the right choice. She's come back now and is apparently a stronger person. She says that she is over 100 days sober and feels a lot more clear-headed. Hopefully all of that is true and that the harsher side of Chrissy is left in the past.
Number 5. Nikki Phillippi. The YouTuber with 1.23 million subscribers typically posts family, lifestyle, and Christian content featuring her husband Dan and son Logan, and occasionally the family's dogs. Nikki has been no stranger to backlash, like in March of 2020 when she faced criticism for recommending a vitamin treatment for COVID-19. She published a video titled My Virus Story, where she claimed that she was treated for what her family believed to have been a viral infection with high-dose intravenous vitamin C, and recommended it as a treatment for COVID. That was pretty bad, but fans were livid when Nikki and Dan posted a video sitting on the couch discussing their family dog Bowser, and they revealed that they ended up euthanizing the dog after it bit their son one day. They also tried to play it off as a good thing and explained that Bowser was aggressive and had behavioral issues, but longtime fans of the channel saw no evidence of that in their countless videos. The couple was bombarded with collective anger from the whole internet, considering that many people felt they put down an innocent animal all because of a slight inconvenience. The controversy led Nikki to a social media hiatus and a dwindling subscriber account as the incident completely tarnished their reputation.
Number 4 on this list is Ioan Gruffudo and the whole incident with his family. Ioan has been in countless movies and TV shows over his long career, and his ex-wife Alice Evans is no stranger to movies and TV either, having been in her own fair share of things. Well, on January 6th of this year, she tweeted out, "Sad news. My beloved husband slash soulmate of 20 years, Ioan Gruffudo, has just announced he is to leave his family starting next week. Me and our young girls are very confused and sad. We haven't been given a reason except that he no longer loves me. I'm so sorry." So yeah, that was a lot, guys. Now, first thing I would say about this is that when reading this now deleted tweet, you can tell that she's upset. And I mean, rightfully so. Her husband of 20 years is completely leaving, and you have a right to be hurt. She does say that he doesn't give her a reason, and I hate to say, but I do think he does. Not loving someone, in my mind, is a pretty sizable reason, but I can only imagine that after 20 years, that has to be a heartbreaking blow. Now, what has not been confirmed is whether he was leaving his daughters as well, or just wanting to separate from his wife. So we still don't really know about that, but this scandal has actually recently got a development too. Alice Evans has accused Ioan of having an affair for 3 years while they were together. Whether that's true or not, we're gonna have to wait and see.
And at number 3, troublemaker surviving Hollywood and Scientology. Leah Remini went from being a Hollywood actress to a woman on a mission to expose the truth about Scientology. In her memoir, she exposed the truth behind her shocking split from Scientology. She revealed that when she was only a teenager, she went to the Scientology-run Sandcastle Hotel in Florida, and like any other person, she wanted to suntan at the beach. But for some reason that was prohibited, and when she was caught, they took her out to sea and threw her off a boat, almost drowning her. That's not all. After she took food from the headquarters, she was fined $40,000. In addition to the book, she also has a TV program where she attempts to expose the secrets of Scientology.
Number 2 is Britney Spears' conservatorship case. Back in 2008, the pop star's career was put in the hands of a legal guardian due to her mental health being severely in question. The agreement had her father control her estate and other aspects of her life. Now, this was intended to help Britney as she went to rehab and got her career and life back in order. However, she has come out and said that her father has done quite the opposite. That she was apparently drugged and forced to perform against her will. That her father prevented her from having more children under this thing. Basically, that he was running every aspect of her life and she couldn't live like this anymore. This sparked the social media to come to her aid with a whole movement that was meant to free Britney. Very recently, this goal was accomplished and her power-hungry father was stripped of his title, and thankfully, Britney was able to get her freedom back. The whole thing is just so icky, and I, for one, I'm really happy to see her getting some control back in her life. Number 1 on this list is the ongoing lawsuit against Shia LaBeouf. The former Transformer star has been in the tabloids for some time now due to a lawsuit filed by his ex-girlfriend, FKA Twigs, in regards to behavior during their relationship. Now, the abuse that she was suing him over dealt with emotional and physical stuff that spanned their entire dating history. LaBeouf was dating Margaret Qualley at the start of 2021, but that didn't last very long, and amid all of these rumors circling him, the couple went their separate ways. It should also be noted that the actor has recently been dropped from several films and projects that he was supposed to be scheduled to work on. It seems like the common theme here is that his mental health is not where it needs to be right now. Substance abuse also seems to be a common topic in this lawsuit and from others that have reported inappropriate behavior from the actor. Only time will tell how this lawsuit develops and if LaBeouf will be able to right the ship and hopefully get himself clean.